Y'all, we're live. We are ready to go. See, staff, it is great to see you here on Twitter. Ain't not? I see you. We're all here. What a beautiful day. Someone asked me over the weekend, I feel like I've lost my way. To which I responded, oh, you can't lose what you are. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but through me. What's that mean? I am the way. I am. That still small voice within you. You see, we think when we look in the mirror and we see our reflection, that body, we think that that's what we are. When in actuality, we are the thing looking out of our eyes. The eyes only register the image or the light wave. That's what the eyes pick up. But what's using the eyes? If you close your eyes and you can't see, why did you close your eyes? Something told you to close your eyes. That's the thing, you. So you can't lose your way because you're not lost. We can never be lost. Once you decide who and what it is you want to do, the way appears. It unfolds and you just follow. Right? Because we think, because that's what we've been taught to think. Well, if you don't do it this way, you're wrong. If you don't do it that way, you're wrong. If this, you're wrong. The spirit that is within you always guides. And somebody that from that conversation, they also asked, well, how do you know what's right and what's wrong? And I said, when your still small voice speaks to you, even if it is asking you to stay home or go somewhere, it is always going to be accompanied by a sensation of peace. It it always does. Even if you're told, don't go here, stay home. Oh, you'll feel the urgency of it, but it is not an urgency that breeds fear. Right? There is a peace. The scripture says a peace that surpasses all understanding. This is how you know when your still small voice is speaking to you. It comforts at the same time. It doesn't matter. And I always go back to the example of a young lady who told me even when she was in the midst of being assaulted in her garage, she heard, grab this, and the overwhelming peace, and she grabbed it, and that's how she beat her assailant, like physically beat him. This, like, even in that midst, she said, I was scared, she said. I was terrified. But even in the midst of that directive, grab this object, she said the peace was overwhelming. It was so comforting. So you see, we can never lose our way, ever, because that still small voice that is within you is not an author of confusion. It is not an author of fear. None of those things. It is peace. It is guidance. It is comfort at every turn. And you see, to get to know what this thing is, we spend time. Neville calls it going into the silence. But that silence is within you. Oh, sure, some people, we have to sit there for 5, 10, 20 an hour. We have to sit there for that long just to silence the outside. But you're not silencing the outside. You can't silence the outside. What you can do is immerse yourself in the silence that is already within you. You retreat into that place. Oh, but what if it tells me to? What if it tells me to hurt somebody? It's never going to tell you that because that is not how it is built. You see, that is That is all of this stuff that comes from the outside. Oh, you better be careful what you're listening to, right? What did that voice tell you to do? And I am telling you today that that still small voice, it's never going to tell you to hurt somebody. It's never going to tell you to hurt yourself. When it does speak to you, and it always is, there is a peace that comes upon the body that soothes it. You can't imitate that peace. You can't force it. You can't fake it at all. It is there to protect. It is there also to empower. But we've been taught to fear it, right? So no, you can't lose your way because I am the way. I am the way, not Angela. When you look in the mirror, you say, I am. That's you. I am the way. What way is that? That way unfolds and opens when you deliberately make a choice. Good, bad, or indifferent. The way always opens before you. It is never lost. We are never lost. We're always found. We're always here. This is why when we hear that beautiful phrase, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened. When you hear that, what does it mean? Literally, it means exactly what it says. Literally speaking, ask. But who are you asking? Oh, you. It doesn't even matter if you go outside and you go, oh my God, what am I doing? What do I want to do? The moment you ask, you get an answer. Always. It is cause and effect. You cannot have a question and not get the answer. You cannot receive the answer without having first asked a question. It is not coincidence. Oh, but what if nobody hears my question? Like I mentioned the other day, if you could not speak, would you not ask a question? You think it comes from words or from the depths of oneself? So, no, today you are never lost. You don't have to worry about, am I getting it wrong? If you feel as if you're wrong, question that. Is that fear? Is that worry? Observe the self and you will learn much. And if you say, oh, you know what, I feel like I'm doing something wrong, help me to comprehend. Well, as soon as you ask that question, the answer is there. And the answer is soothing. It's not there to rile you up and get you doubting self. Never. Never. Right? Seek, ask, and knock. Meanings you had to decide. You had to choose to do those things. You had to be deliberate. Deliberate. So you see, take comfort in the fact today. The law says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but through me. Who's me? Your body. When somebody says, who is it? You say, it's me. You say, it's me. Me is your body. But I is what animates. It animates, it moves, it creates. That's you. Some people call it your fourth dimensional self. Some people call it your higher self. But don't fracture the self. Don't separate the self because there is only the self. Just like there's only one brain, it has two hemispheres, a left and a right. But there's only one. There's only one. And if you learn the nature of the brain, you will see there is the conscious portion and the subconscious portion, but there is only one, right? There's only one. So, no, you are never lost. The scripture also tells us neither height nor depth, powers or principalities, nothing can separate you from the love of God. I wonder why that is. Nothing can separate you from it because you are. You are. So how can you be separated from self? There's only the self. Self cannot be divided or multiplied. It just is. This is a beautiful thing.
Like law. Just like law. It can't be separated either. Exactly. Is your body not land, air, and water?
Exactly.
Okay then. So you can't go against yourself. It's impossible. The only way you're doing it through your mind. Your mind is the only thing that stops you, that steps in front of you and stop you from doing anything you need to do. So work on that for the people that's doing that. Work on your mindset. Because the only thing stopping you is you.
There you have it. Did you hear that? The only thing stopping you and me is us. Because sometimes we ask ourselves that question. What if I mess it up? What if I'm not good enough? Where did that question come from? That's not you. That is something you heard and picked up along the way. I am does not speak in such a fashion. I am says, let there be, and it becomes. So we have to develop that boldness in our physical form, because we look in the mirror, we find ourselves, a little short. We find ourselves, oh my God, I'm inadequate. Those are words we have learned. You understand? Those are words that we have learned. They are not who and what we are. I am has no limitation. According to Neville Goddard, there's only one limitation for I am, in your body. And that's the body. And you know what it is? You must believe. That's the limitation. So when we look in the mirror, you say, whoa, wait a minute. I've just created this thing. I can't see it physically. And the body says, but remember when you failed last time? Because that is a memory. But a memory is just something you learned. That's why you can remember it. It is something you did in the past. But I am is telling you, you are now and you are limitless. Do you believe it? And that question, do you believe it? You can answer that question honestly. If you say, part of me does, I want to, but I don't quite fully. Now, work it. What if you did believe? What would that be like if you did? And begin to rehearse that. You know what I do? And do the things mentally that you now say you believe. And this is why oh God, who said it? He's not the centurion, but it's in the New Testament. He goes, I believe, but help my unbelief. He had to say what? He had to get into his mind, his imagination, and say, okay, so if I did believe 100%, I would do it this way and I would act this way. And mentally you rehearse it and you will find you don't have to fight doubt. You just embrace the thing you are rehearsing, the belief of it. That is the way. You can't lose it. It's not a thing to be lost. It can't be lost. You and I can't be lost. But we can be convinced that we are lost. We can be convinced. We're only ever being convinced of something. Whether it is true or not is irrelevant. You're convinced of it, It is now true and it is now fact, and you must live it out. It is law. So, what are you allowing yourselves to be convinced of?
Confusion.
Oh, right?
That's what.
Yes. Yes. Because we pick up these things that we hear out into the world. Listen, you want to change the world, right? You want to kumbaya the world, right? Well, then, kumbaya has to originate from within. And when you are kumbaya, then that is what you recreate in the world. So, in order to change the world, you cannot break it. You have to change you, remold and shape you, and then the thing out in the world changes to match what you have now become. So don't think that, oh my God, these wars and rumors of wars and all of these things are so overwhelming. Take your time. You can see what is overwhelming. So if you don't want overwhelm, what do you want? You want peace. Well, then generate peace on the inside. Because as within, so without. You have to become the peace. How else can you recreate it? So, how do you create peace? What would it be like? It would be, oh, there wouldn't be any jealousy. There wouldn't be any rage. Listen, I read a very beautiful line this morning. Humanity, what we think is human nature. What we think is human nature is actually not. But that's for another day. Because right? Right?
You know what's crazy? I was getting ready to say about how if people took more value and learned about DNA, I was getting ready to say Tyler Perry way to Dina. If people learned about DNA and really valued it like they should, they would know self more. They would know about the law. They really would. But a lot of people, like, they do not value or care about their DNA. They're quick to either give it away, leave it somewhere. It's crazy, but we really, undervalue DNA.
Yes. But that's, you just hit it, coach. That's what it is. We think that it is our quote unquote nature to beat up somebody because you pissed me off, or I'm gonna step all over you to get what we think that's nature. We think competent. No, we learned to do those things. We learned to do those things. We are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, and self-control. We are. You're trying to tell me that humanity can't live together in harmony? That's too far-fetched. But the good news is we haven't lost our way. We haven't. The way may have just been shrouded by these old beliefs that we have been carrying on for millennia. We look back and we say, oh, but this civilization did that, and this civilization did this. And we look back and we continue to live from the past instead of looking to see who are we and what are we doing now.
Following agents. Agents of chaos. That's all they were, agents of chaos. So that's where we at. Everybody that we look up to, they're full of chaos, and we've been taught to think that, flipped upside down, as above so below, they not flipped it. So what's right is wrong to us, and what's wrong, we adore it. That's what's really going on.
You're so on point, coach. So on point. So the encouragement for us today is this. You cannot get lost. Okay? Stop it. You can't be. You know how we know? Because if you feel that you're lost, you're like, oh, What do I do? You just asked the question. And not even, no, it just came out of your mouth as words, but you have already asked the question before you spoke it. And then you are given the guidance. So can you ever be lost? No, you can't be. Because as I mentioned, even if you cannot speak, you have still asked a question and you're always going to be answered. So you are never going to be lost. If you can't see your way forward with your eyes, you're going to ask for sight so that you can see the path. So we are never going to be lost. What is it that you want to experience? Oh, but Angela, world peace is so big. There's 8 billion people on this planet. 8 plus. Who knows the last count? We don't know. But if each one of us would know what we truly wanted from that place, you understand? You think we'd be having this trauma right now? But don't be afraid to develop that thing within yourself. Allow it to emerge. It is only good. Go ahead. Who's going to say something?
Oh, I was going to say because most of us don't believe it and most of us don't want it because subconsciously we've been taught if we have world peace, then, that's something bad. Or, even growing up, we was taught I was like, if it's world peace, that means Christ is coming back. Well, oh well, So I think subconsciously we taught that if it's world peace, it's something bad in a sense, and that's crazy.
Thank you, Amina. It lines right up with what Coach just said too.
So people are afraid of the crossover then.
Of course.
What do you think? What do you think Christos is? It means crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you think when a person is conceived? That's a crossover.
Yes.
That's the spirit becoming flesh right there.
Yes.
But we've been tricked to keep looking at the sky daddy, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to insult anyone, but it's right there in your head.
Yeah.
That sky daddy you're looking for, you are his image.
Yes. Exactly. And that is why I will tell you every day, you will never be lost. Even if you listen to the phrase, you know how they tell you have a lost and found? You notice how they go together, lost and found? The cause and effect. But you see, we can never be lost. So today, stop worrying about, oh my God, am I doing it right? Am I going in the right direction? Listen, if you don't know if you're going in the right direction, there's a couple ways to sort that out. If you say, I am ... well, that needs a particular direction to go in, to unfold. So as long as things are unfolding in that direction that you say you're going, well, then yes, you're going in the right way. So if you say, I am bold, but yet you find yourself cowering in the corner, you're not going in the right direction because you said you're bold, but you're behaving cowardly. Well, then you're not in the right direction. You should be behaving how? Boldly. So then behave bold and you'll continue to go in the right direction. We're never lost. Never. We cannot be, because we are the ones creating. I am the way. Remember that always. Let us take a brief moment now, shall we, to welcome everyone into the space. Tonyo, C Staff, Jeff, and V22. It is excellent to see you all here in this Twitter space this morning. On Facebook, I know we've got Indy. And on YouTube, we've got Joaquin, The Better Man, Sugar Visions, Cyber, A-Not. And for the others who've not made themselves known in the chat, I see you. It's good to have you here. And on Fanbase this morning, who do we got? We've got Miss Cherry. We have Rich One, Marquise, KZ. Tio Canino, please. Tell me I did it. You see, you got to show
You
up.
got it.
Yeah. Yay. I did it. That is exciting. And then we have ZC. Hello, Apostle. Afternoon delight. We got you, girl. Amina, Coach, my Melanin, Stephanie, Ali, Flo Smiles, Oracle Treehouse. I see you all. Of course, we're missing some people this morning. You know, Summer Rose, Yolanda. We're missing a few people. You know?
I had one thing to say.
Yeah, Marquis, come.
Said, we can never lose our way. And I was just thinking, I am is the way.
Yeah.
And I am the Father of one. So I am the way, and there is no other way I can be. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, once you come into this level of thinking, there's so many ways that you can align your mind with that fire. So it can never be extinguished.
Exactly. See, and Neville uses a phrase. Remember, he tells us to think, to live from it, not think of it. Right. So feeling lost would be thinking of that thing. Oh my God, I feel lost. You're thinking of it. But
you're an agent of chaos.
Yeah.
Anytime you're feeling lost, you become an agent of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. My thing is, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be an agent of chaos, or do you want to be an agent of order or stability? Like, you can be both order, stability, and order and stability, or do you want to be chaos? I'd rather be on team right than team wrong.
There you have it. See, that's what I'm telling you. Live from the knowing that you can never be lost. Live from that place of I am. And I know that sometimes that may feel so what's the word? So woo woo, so that's so far-fetched. What do you mean I am? Well, it's what you say all day long. It's what you say all day long. You say it all day long. Oh, I'm so this, I'm so that. That's what we say all day long. And you notice how we're living from it because we're acting it out. Right?
Exactly. Because when you say I am lost, that's what you become.
Oh, because we're creating the way with that thought. Yes. That's why you call those things that are not as though they were and they become. You make it as a declaration, so it has to be. So today, let us. Listen, your knees might shake a little bit. It's all right. My knees still shake too. But the good news, the great news, the fantastic news is it's all right. Because I am the way. I make a decision and the way unfolds, and I just follow along. This is what it is. Sure, we can be a little bit afraid because, well, we're in these bodies after all. But as long as you know that you are courage to begin with, well, you'll do it. You'll get it done, and you'll be emboldened, and you'll boldly declare, I am courageous. Right? I'm found. You know you're found because you're living. You're here. You have being. So no, we're never going to be lost. We're never going to be unsure of ourselves. Remember, it's just a feeling. Do you want to be unsure of yourself, or do you want to be sure of yourself? Well, you choose according. So you don't cry about, oh my God, I feel so unsure of myself. I feel so lost. And what do you want to be instead? That's where the time and the effort and the energy goes. Not in the complaining of what you think you lack. Right? What do you want to be? You said you feel lost. Well, do you want to be found? What's that feel like? Well, that's a peace of mind. It means you're doing what you want. So rehearse it mentally because you're found now and you're living from a place of being found. So then everything has to change to match. Right? So be encouraged, my beautiful friends. Be encouraged to know you are the way. You are. You are. So walk in it. How do you walk in it? By making it your mind. When you answer the question, what do I want? What do I want to experience? But that's how you've chosen. So now you are already doing it mentally. This is the part I want you to get a hold of, because you and we only do mental things, and then we follow through in the physical. But we only do mental. We only do the mental things. But as above, so below, as within, so without. So that mental thing, even though it may look like you started physically, it started in your mind first. It started in your mind. Even to get your body to conform to do something, you have to decide in your mind. So you see, again, never lost, are you? No. So we have nothing to fear. You don't have anything to fret over. Remember, these things are memories that we call forth. And because we live from that memory, we have to keep repeating the same thing. But if you get up and you say, what do I want to be today? What do I want to be? Well, feel it, because that's what moves you to act. You decide. Oh, but you mean I can trust my own decisions? Yeah. You better be trusting those decisions that you make. You have to. You cannot come and not believe who you're coming to. How can you call on the name of God and not believe? So when you make the decision, what did you just declare when you made that decision? Well, I am. So then how can you doubt it? Listen, not just you, I'm talking about me. How can we doubt it? We doubt it when we say, well, I don't know. I am. How does I am behave? Sure of itself. Doesn't vacillate, doesn't flop back and forth like a shadow of water. No, it knows what it wants. And as soon as it knows what it wants, bam, there it is. That's you and I. So, how do you know it's working? Practice being deliberate. And the only way to practice is to practice with manifestation. You have to see the evidence of your mind. That's why we practice. It's not about the getting of things. It is about, is my mind right? That's what it is. As within, so without. The way to know what's on the inside, see what's on the outside. So that involves us practicing manifesting things. But it's not the manifestation of the thing that elevates. It's you making the thing to know that, oh my God, I've got skills. Okay, you have skill. That's why you practice. And Neville says, to make it easy for ourselves, allow your desires to be born from your needs. Oh my God, my stomach is running. I really need some food. Well, then what's the desired food? It's your savior. Oh my God, I'm so thirsty. What's your savior? Water. Allow the desire to be born from your need. That's why you don't have to go searching and looking, because the need arises. And you just say, oh snap, that's what I need. Let me make it. In other words, manifest it. Right? It's not about the getting of a thing. It is about honing the skill of creation itself. Right? That is the beauty of never being lost. Ever. So begin to practice. Here are the 3 simple steps to practice day in and day out, because we are already doing them. We just didn't see it before, but we're seeing it now. Step 1, what do you want? Step 2, What confirms it? Your imaginary scene will confirm it. And it's a thing that you will do naturally. Will you say thank you naturally? Will you say, ooh, that was so tasty? Will you say that naturally? Well, then build this millisecond of a scene and keep rehearsing it. And as you rehearse it, the more you rehearse it, right, the body will respond to say, oh, yes, this is true, as opposed to, no, it's not. Mm. And so the tones of reality. When you say, this is who I am, this is what I've created, the body says, yes, it is. We've done it. And what happens? As soon as you know it's done, you don't freak out or panic anymore. You're done. And you leave it alone. And it unfolds. And we say, oh my God, what a coincidence. Oh, the synchronicities. You think they just show up? Nah, they are a result. They are an effect because you planted the seed. 1, 2, and 3. Those are the steps. Step 3, just allow it to totally, as Neville says, allow your body to be filled with the thrill of victory. Of, whew, I did it. So however long something takes, sometimes all that distance is getting your mind to go along with the fact, or getting your body to go along with the fact that you said, I am. And now you get your body in alignment with it. Go ahead. But that's what I wanted to share with you this morning. We can't lose our way because we are the way. So you cannot lose it. So instead of worrying and panicking about if you've done it right or if you're going in the right direction, recognize that you're the one giving the direction for your destination and follow it. That's it. Nothing to fret over, nothing to worry about. Those are just past memories of, really, you think that's going to work? You tried that before. That's just a memory. It's just a memory. But if you partake in that memory, you will, well, relive it. And then we'll say, oh my God, the universe doesn't listen to me. It's only repeating what it's being told. Who's telling it? I am. So when you say I am, this is why we are always encouraged. Whatever is true, whatever is honest, whatever a good report, think on those things. So that when you think on those things, you can say I am. Because your mind is on those things. And why? Because you're creating them. Well, I'm so, whatever that is. You're creating it. You're creating the way all the time. So don't be afraid. Practice. Don't beat yourself up. Oh my God, I've been doing this forever and I'm not getting any results. Of course you are. I'm getting the opposite. You can't get the opposite. You plant corn, you can't get peas. So if you're getting peas, you planted peas. So that's why you don't judge, because it blinds the eye. And then you can't see your way forward because you're so busy fretting about, oh my God, I got it wrong. No. Look at what you've got. Look at what you're experiencing. Is it desirable to you? Do you want to keep it? No? Then what do you want to keep instead? What do you want to be instead? And then you say, I am. And you rehearse what you say you are. Because that's where you're seeing it anyway, in your mind's eye. That's where you're seeing it. Well, then keep seeing it mentally. Because then you don't have a choice but to see it physically. And that is your word today. So let us practice walking the way, because we are the way. We're not lost and we can never be. I trust. Ooh, Fifth Dimension is in the chat. Yes, Joaquin, that Christ, that Christos, where we go from what we were to where we are, going and becoming. Always. Not some man who's going to float down from the sky. That's just what we were taught. And that's the thing. If we would apply it mentally.
You know what's gonna happen?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what's gonna happen? That man or that woman gonna flow from inside of you that you've been blocking with the negative suggestions. That's what's gonna happen.
There you have it. Exactly. And as they say in Barbados, you took the words right out of my mouth. Because I was going to say, if we would apply that mentally, we would realize that we have to become this new thing. We have to ascend in our way of thinking. We can't remain in this, oh, but poor me, little old me, I'm nobody. We can't stay there. You can't. So you have to rise to a new way of thinking by acknowledging, oh, but what if I mess up? What if my mother was right? What if my sisters are right? What are we doing to ourselves? You see the mental anguish we create in ourselves every day when we say things like that? Instead, get in that mirror if you want to see what you're doing then. Get in the mirror. Talk to yourself. Who are you? What do you want? That's what it is. Begin to build from there. And you'll see what you truly are. You'll see it. And stop the madness of, oh God, I'm failing. No, you are not. You cannot. See? This is the part. When we hear things, when I hear people say to me, oh my God, like I've been dealing with depression for like so many years. I've been dealing with this. I've been dealing with that. Do you want to continue? Or would you like to have another type of experience? See, and sometimes we jump to conclusions. We jump to the conclusion, it's never going to change. So I have to force change. I'm saying a word without saying it because I'm also streaming on YouTube. So sometimes you have to be cautious about words you say. But you hear what I'm saying, not by might, not by power, but by my spirit. Don't force the change. Be the change. Oh my God, that is so cliche. You don't have to force it. Be it. That's simpler, isn't it? To simply accept what you say you want to be. Because if you think about it, we are already doing it. I'm looking for that example where when you've been told so many times, oh, you're never going to be anything. Oh, you're this, you're that. How do you walk through life? You walk through life living from that place. So that every time you do something and you see the evidence of it, you say, you see, I knew I wasn't ever going to be anything. Because you're living from there. How can you be anything else when you've declared yourself to not being anything? Because you heard it. Oh, you heard it from somewhere? Well, tell yourself something different so you can hear something else. This is why Neville says, hear what you want to hear. And then people say, but what if I'm being delusional? See that word? What if I'm being delusional? So you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to hear somebody's voice telling you, see, you were never going to be nobody. And you're going to believe that. And that's real, not delusional. But if you say to yourself, I am the way, I am bold, I am courageous, I am strong, I am healthy. That's delusional? Where? You're doing the same thing either way. You're hearing what somebody said and you're hearing what you said. So what's the difference between the two? Well, one of them is going to beat you down and make you feel like crap, and the other is going to lift you up. So which one do you want? Right? But we're so quick to say, right? The good stuff. But we're so quick to say, oh my God, I'm delusional. Stop it. So, go ahead.
Absolutely. Like who wouldn't want to be lifted up, sister?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't want to be lifted up by most importantly, God?
Exactly.
You know, who woke up this morning and said, "Dear God, I thank you for waking me up. I thank you for giving me this fresh breath, this fresh, nice air that you allow me to breathe." Do y'all know there's a lot of people that don't wake up the next morning?
Mm-hmm.
I should be thankful to them.
Yeah.
Y'all should be thankful. God gave y'all the ability to be willing to do what you want. The free will to do what you want. But we sit here and we act lazy. And there's people in foreign countries that wish they had the opportunities that we had. They wish they got nice cars that we had. They wish they got nice properties and houses like we have. They wish they can wear nice clothes and white shoes like we do. Don't take things for granted. Listen to the system. Real positivity. You know?
That's what it is.
Listen to your brother, Trill God Flavor, because I know what I'm saying at the end of the day. At the end of the day, people want to play and they don't want to take things serious.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I don't know. But listen, man, get your shit together. Praise the Lord. Stay on your purpose. Stay on your grind. Be out there. Do what you got to do. Take care of your family. Raise your credit score, because I know a lot of y'all got a 600 credit score, but we're not going to talk about that. Raise your credit score, you know, and never stop dreaming. Always dream big. You're never too old to chase your dreams.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're never too old to chase your dreams. There's people that are 70 years old that just started, you know, working on their business. You know?
Amen. Yeah.
That's how it go,
man. And there you have it, right? That is, thank you very much. And that is the purpose this morning. As soon as my eyes popped open, I was like, I said, thanks. This is the supreme intelligence. Call it what you will. But that is the beauty of what you and I have. We can never be lost. And if you simply allow yourself, just allow yourself. You don't have to fight. Just allow yourself to know that. Because you ask, you seek, and you knock, and you're always answered either way. So you know you're in great hands. Let me get the bowl. Fit the men, Sean. It is always a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you too. It really is. Let me get the bowl so we can have a few moments to recenter ourselves as we go forth into the day. Ashley, it's good to see you. Yeah, just be encouraged to know that part. The bowl, y'all. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See staff, Jeff? Awesome to see you. And for the replay gang on Twitter, Lilith and Cuddles, I see you too, don't worry. Much love to you all, Twitter. Much love. Twitter is closed. Facebook, Indie, YouTube, Double A, I see you. Well, you know, Double A, you're going to have to be part of the replay gang today. Fifth Dimension, it was good to see you. Joaquin, The Better Man, Shiv Visions, Cyber, A-Not. Always incredible to see you all. Thank you for being here. And remember tonight, 10:45 p.m., we're reading The Game of Life, that lecture by Neville Goddard. Oh, looking forward to seeing you all. You know whose name I didn't call this morning? Marjorie. I did not say Marjorie's name this morning. I see you, though. I'll see y'all later.